Jets, Dolphins, prime time preview. Hello, Fins fans, and welcome to Fins Temporal Focus. Hey, if any Jets fans decide to come in and take a listen, you're very welcome as well. Gonna start this one by sending a shout out to SERGSB, could be Surge SB, Serg SB, but thanks for the comment on the last video, appreciate it. The way we usually do this, I'm going to start with the injuries. Not a lot really going on in injuries for either team. Probably the most notable is for the Jets, cornerback Jarvis Brownie Jr. He's got an ankle, so we're going to have a backup corner. So the only thing we got to worry about in one sense is who Gardner is going to be covering. So we'll see what happens there. Jermaine Johnson, the second, also an ankle. He's an edge rusher for the Jets. And then Miami's in the same boat. Storm Duck and Jason Marshall Jr., both corners, out. Jr. out with the hammy. Storm Duck, of course, the ankle. And everything else other than the normal IR. The right side of the offensive line is completely doo-doo butter. So we'll see how that goes. The other thing that's going to be interesting for the Dolphins as far as injury fronts is Darren Waller is supposed to play in this game, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully he can contribute. Who knows? Dude hasn't played in 2 years, so we'll figure it out, I guess. I personally want Rusi to still be brought down. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about the Dolphins' offense versus New York's defense and vice versa. As far as stat lines, we'll start with total yards. We'll start with the Dolphins' offense versus the Jets' defense. And total offense, Miami is 24th, 281 yards per game. The Jets' defense, 23rd. They've given up 340 yards a game. The Dolphins are 21st in passing, 192 a game. The Jets have given up 207 yards. They're 16th overall in the NFL. Rushing, the Dolphins are a lowly 26 rank. They're rushing 89 yards per game. I think it needs to be more. I think that has got to be the emphasis on this game. We have got to run the ball with Achane and Gordon and Wright. I think that's how you do win this game. Unfortunately, I think this is a little bit skewered. The Jets' defense, rush defense, is 23rd. They've given up 133 yards per game. I still think they're a good defense. And when you look at their defense, it hasn't played up to par this year. What we really thought was going to be the strength of the New York Jets was their defense. And when you look at those numbers, 23rd, now they're 16th against the pass, which is not bad, and then 23rd against the run, so not great. And they're also, I hadn't got to scoring yet, but in scoring, we'll just go ahead and get it out of the way. They're 29th. They give up 31 points a game. So they have, but there's part of me that's like, is it really that bad? I don't really want to get fooled into that, especially since Miami doesn't even run the ball. I think it's something we have to do in this game. But Moving on, like I said, the Jets 29th overall. They give up 31 points a game. The Dolphins are 25th in offense, scoring 18 points a game. Sacks, the Dolphins are 21st. They have 8 sacks on the season. Of course, 3 of those are by Chubb. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're still on the offense. They're 21st. They've given up 8 sacks. I'm sorry. And the Jets are 25th. They have sacked the quarterback 6 times this year. This stat is driving me crazy. When I saw it, I had to actually go to different sites because I'm like, this has got to be a typo. I'm missing something. Third down conversions. The Miami Dolphins offense is number 1 in third down conversions with 54%. How are you 0-3 and your third down conversions are 54%? The next team behind the Dolphins, I believe, was the Buffalo Bills. And they're only at like 47. We're the only team that's above 50% on third down conversions, and we're 0-3. Somebody explain that to me like I'm a 5-year-old, because I don't understand how that happens. But we are number 1 in third down conversions. The Jets are 9th. They give up a third down 35% of the time. So at least that's a good thing for the Dolphins. I honestly had no idea. That was a shocker for me. Then you have takeaways. The Dolphins are 26th. They have given the ball away 5 times, and all 5 of those giveaways are on Tua Tagovailoa. 4 interceptions, and of course the fumble that he had early in the season. And takeaways, the Jets are right there with the Dolphins. They're tied for 32nd with the Dolphins. They have not took the ball away 1 time this year. And the other thing I'm going to add, I don't think I did on my previous videos, but because it's become such a big part of the game, fourth down conversions. The Dolphins are only 40% on fourth down conversions. They're 2 of 5 on fourth down. The Jets are 100%. They have not allowed a fourth down conversion this season, which is they've only had to defend it twice. So they're 2 for 2 on fourth down defending. And then we'll flip it around and we look at the New York Jets offense against the Miami Dolphins defense. Total offense, the Jets right there with the Dolphins, 26th, 271 yards per game. The Dolphins are 26th on defense. They're giving up 370 yards a game. Jets 31st in passing, 144 yards a game. The Dolphins 22nd, 225 yards per game. Rushing, this is the thing. Rushing, got to pay attention to this one, because the Jets are 12th in rushing, 127 yards a game. And Hall did go off last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers for like 107 yards, which helped. But they are, like I said, 17th, are 12th in rushing. And the Dolphins are 28th in stopping the run. They're giving up 145 a game. Scoring, the Jets are 17th. Now, a lot of that is on that Week 1 game. That they put up some numbers in that game. So they're 17th, 23 points per game. The Dolphins, they're dead last, 32nd, giving up 32 points per game. that one hurts. And this defense has got to clamp it down. And the front seven, which I was really excited about, has not played up to par. The back end has actually not been horrible. Which I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll talk about that. We get into sacks. The Jets have give up 9 sacks on the season. We're going to talk about that offensive line for the Jets. They're 24th in the league, and the Dolphins are 25th. They have only sacked the quarterback 6 times, and that's what I was getting at earlier. They've sacked the quarterback 6 times, 3 of those by one guy. And that has got to change. Somebody else has got to get freed up. Way too talented up front to just have 6 sacks. At least pressure, because we're even at the bottom of the barrel in pressuring the quarterback. So something's got to give there for this Dolphin defense if we're going to have any hope in this game. Third down conversions, the Jets are 30th in third down conversions. They 27% of the time they convert on third down, and the Dolphins, 31st. 31st in the league. As you notice, a lot of these 30s in here, and 52% of third downs the Dolphins are giving up. And you have your takeaways, giveaways. The Jets have given the ball away 4 times. They're 20th in the league. The Dolphins, right there, as I said, with the Jets, 32nd. Have yet to get a fumble or an interception. Now for the Jets, all 4 of those, they have 1 interception and 3 fumbles. The 1 interception was Tyrod Taylor. So Fields has done a pretty good job of protecting the ball. He does have the 2 fumbles. But overall, as far as in the pocket, Fields has done pretty good. 0 interceptions. And like I said, Tyrod Taylor coming in for Fields in their second game of the year, I believe it was, throws the interception. So that in a nutshell is where their turnovers are coming from. And then you look at fourth down, the Jets have went for it 8 times. They've converted 5 for 62%. And the Miami Dolphins have stopped no one on fourth down. Opponents have went for it 4 times. They have converted 4 times. 100%. The Dolphins have not been able to stop anyone on fourth down. So all of that being said, that's what your stat line kind of looks like right now. And the big thing, like I said, I think it really comes down Sauce Gardner, who he's going to be covering, because the other 2 receivers, Malik, and it'll either be Hill or it will be Waddle that Gardner is going to cover. But those other 2 receivers should be able to eat along with Darren Waller, because, I know he hasn't played any, but the tight end should be, and Achane. Achane's really been huge coming out of the backfield in receiving. He's been absolutely amazing. So that's going to be the big thing, is who is Sauce Gardner going to be covering. Quinn Williams, got to put 2 guys on him. The defensive line has not played well for the Jets, but he is the big issue, is Quinn Williams. You got to put 2 guys on him. He's going to be, he's that kind of defensive tackle. And Savai'i has not played well. Not played well at all. I don't know if it is because he was a right guard, right tackle. Can't remember, right guard or right tackle in college. And now he's playing the left. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, with uh, with James Daniels being out, why don't we move him to the right? And what I say to that is, if you're going with Savannah on the left side, and when James Daniels comes back, you're going to move him from the right back to the left, then that makes no sense. I understand we're hurting at right guard. We're hurting at left guard. Can Savannah play a little better at right guard? Probably. That's what he's played most of his career. But if you're going to use him at left guard, you can't just, okay, well, we're hurt. I get it. But you're putting a band. All you're doing is putting him over on the right guard. Let's say he plays well. Daniels comes back. Then all of a sudden, he's moving back to the left side. Unless you're going to try and put Daniels over on the left side, which I think he's played on the left side. So that would be the big issue there. And if you're going with Daniels on the right side and Savannah on the left, then I say do not move them. You leave Savannah. He's got to learn. If that's where you're going to play him, he's got to learn, regardless of what our right side looks like. Now, luckily, that being said, Aaron Brewer is playing out of his mind. I think he's actually rated like second or third best center in the league. So he's playing extremely well. Got to move him over to help Savannah, especially against Williams, who is a tremendous powerhouse on that Jets defensive line. Paul also on the left side. Paul is playing extremely good. So we'll see. Hopefully, Brewer can help Savannah, and Paul can hopefully hold his on that edge. But we'll see how that goes. Stevens, the other cornerback that will be starting in the place of Brownie. It'll be interesting to see who he covers. Is he going to stay out in the slot? Like I said, there should be, if we have the protection, our receivers should be able to do something in this ball game. So we'll see how that goes. And on the defensive side, the Dolphins have to take advantage of the Jets' offensive line, the same as the Jets are going to try to take advantage of our offensive line. That's why the running game is going to be absolutely critical for, I think, both of these teams. And I think whichever team can run the ball the best is going to win this ball game. The Jets are already running it well. The Dolphins, when they have ran the ball, is actually doing pretty good. But Bella! The Dolphins, when they have ran the ball, have ran it pretty good. Especially Ollie Gordon is running hard. So we just got to have the numbers as far as the attempts. I think that's what it comes down to as far as this ball game. Is who is going to be able to run the ball better and not make mistakes and turn the ball over. Both of these defenses is aching for some type of turnover. Neither defense has a turnover. That's what it's going to come down to. Not the quarterbacks for either side. It is going to come down to pounding the rock and making mistakes, which I actually did miss out on. I should have said penalties. That's another thing. Dolphins and Jets, again, dead even. Both have committed 19 penalties. 22nd in the league. The Dolphins 137 yards on those penalties. The New York Jets 190 on those penalties. So I did want to throw that out there. So got to take advantage of that offensive line against the Jets. You've got to double Garrett Wilson. Maybe bring up a safety. He's all world. Is none of the rest of the receivers really scare me. Of course, Fields doesn't really scare me with his arm. Scares the crap out of me with his legs, just because we're the Dolphins, and apparently we cannot play against running quarterbacks. What's Fields? Running quarterback. Garrett Wilson on the season, 21 catches, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns. You've got to slow him down. You're not going to stop him. All these people says you got to stop this person. No, you don't have to stop him, but you got to slow him down. And our defensive backs are not all world. So that means you've got to get to the quarterback in order to stop Garrett Wilson. If the quarterback's on the ground, Wilson can't affect you. Simple as that. And then, of course, you got Breece Hall. Again, got to slow him. You got to slow down the Jets' running game regardless. Breece Hall, of course, their leading rusher, 157 yards, I think, on the season. And then one I did have wrote down here against Pittsburgh, he did go off for 107 yards. He really didn't do a lot against the Bills, or I can't remember who they played in week 1, but he didn't go off for a lot of yards in those 2 games. And then on defense, like I said, you got to take advantage of the Jets' offensive line. Sealer is getting double teamed like crazy, and people need to lay off Sealer. He's being double teamed 60% of the time. So it really falls on other people to make a play. Now we've seen Chubb. Like I said, Chubb has had a sack a game, looks decent, but where is Phillips? I can tell you where Phillips is at. He's in the backfield. Well, the wrong backfield. He's in coverage. They keep pulling him on coverage, and it really confuses me. I don't know why they keep putting him in coverage. If you're going to do that, just take him out and bring in somebody that can cover. It doesn't register with me, because he's a pass rusher. He's an edge rusher. That's what he does well. So it confuses me, and it's just, I haven't seen him. I mean, he's not played badly, but because of the dropping him in coverage, I don't think he's played as well as he could. But it's coaching. Weaver's got to let him go after the quarterback. I don't understand it. I get you got Chop and you got Chubb and these guys, but like I said, a lot of people are down on Zach Sealer, and Zach Sealer is doing everything he can. I know most people are going to go back to the roughing the kicker. It was a horrible penalty, really stupid on his part. I'm not saying that, but it's one play. And when you really look at, like I said, he's double teamed 60% of the time. Somebody else has got to come free. If you've got 2 guys on Sealer, how is not one of the other 3-4 guys has got to step up? So KG, Kenneth Grant, he's a rookie. You give him a pass. He's not played badly at all. His job is to be the wall. It's not about getting to the passer. It's literally stalemate that offensive line, and he's doing a pretty good job of that. But guys, people that are on Sealer, back off just a little bit. He's doing his best. He's playing his heart out there. Did he make a mistake on the running into the kick, roughing the kicker? Absolutely. But he's just trying to make a play. I said that when we seen it. I get it. He's trying to make a play. And once he had pushed his blocker And you see the blocker just he is absolutely pancaked. And he's got a straight line. He's thinking, I can really turn this ball game around. So I get it. I don't hate the fact that this happened. He's trying to make a play. But again, he's double teamed 60% of the time. Somebody else has got to come loose if you got one guy drawing that many double teams in a game. So somebody on that defensive line has got to step up. Whether it be Chop. Now Chubb is playing well. Chop is playing decent. But somebody else has got to eat on that defensive line. And that in a nutshell pretty much wraps it up into a nice little bow. And again, I think it comes down to the running game. Who's going to be able to control the line of scrimmage and run the football? And as much as I want to say, and this could be like these teams are dead even. You look at everything I went over with you. They're all 25, 26 against 25, 29. You know, they're all just dead even as far as when you look at stats and what they've put on the field this year. You look at the players, even it's very even when you look at it. For me, it is you've got to show me that you know how to win. And the Dolphins have not shown me that they know how to win. Now, I made a video earlier about don't get caught up in the fact that the Dolphins mathematically are very much alive for the playoffs, especially if they win this game against the Jets. And I warned, you've had your warning, don't fall for it. But at the same time, I can't pick them for this game. I want to. In my heart of hearts, is it a game that they can win? Absolutely. It's a game they should win. But they have not shown me that they know how to win football games. Now, the Jets are 0-3 too. I get it. But I feel, when I've watched highlights and stuff of the Jets games, I feel like there's more heart in that Jets organization right now than there is in Miami. Now, maybe it's because Miami, I think they kind of blindsided themselves into thinking that they were better than what they were. And the Jets is like, we got nothing to lose. We can let it all hang out. And maybe that is the difference. Because you got players that are just like, hey, everybody thinks we're going to stink anyway. But I think the Jets have played really well overall. Buffalo game aside, that is Buffalo. So you guys get a pass on that. But in general, I think the Jets have played better in their two close games. And Miami has not looked good. And then you add in, it's primetime. What can the Dolphins not do? Win in primetime. So the only thing I can say is, Miami Dolphins, prove me wrong. Give me that hope. Then maybe I can feel comfortable picking them again. But I can't do it right now because they have not shown me that they know how to win a football game. And it's not because they're 0-3. It's how they're losing these games. A blowout by the Colts. Literally, you blow it against New England. Now, were we going to beat Buffalo? No, we wasn't going to beat Buffalo. And it was closer than really the score indicates. But it was still, when the game mattered, when the game was on the line, you choked. So until you can show me that you can actually swallow some food and not choke it up, I can't do it. Especially primetime. The Dolphins have not done well on primetime. It's Monday night game. Hopefully I'll be able to watch it. If not, I will keep up with it the best I can. I will still give you, I'll still be on here and give you a breakdown of the game afterwards. Maybe Tuesday before I get that out, but hopefully I can get it done. And hopefully I'll be able to watch the game because I don't have ESPN. I've got the YouTube package. I don't know if they're going to be on there. There was a piece on that I'd seen that they were going to play on YouTube, but I don't know if that's actually the case or not. So we'll see. But enjoy the games today. Have some fun. Have some food and some snacks. And enjoy the games today. And Fins fans and Jets fans, we will be seeing you guys, in a little over 24 hours. So, guys, make good decisions and Fins future.